Bambi. Got Bambi down there. That's my mom's friend that just. My mom hates that fucking deer. I actually don't mind him. Pretty tame. They care less about me right here. I'm walking by it for hours. Now I might run because. What's up, Bambi? That's my boy. I think it's a buck. He's pretty big. A young buck. Might be. I don't know. There's just one of them. I don't think they got horns this time of year. He's a big girl. Big boy, whatever it is. Look at Emmy. Emmy, go say hi to that deer. She's like, okay. Fuck that deer, she says. They can care less about us. Well, they know they're safe. You see it looking at me? See if I can steady the camera. See if I can steady. Down low. Hey, Bambi. Why I leave the grass long? My dad was alive. He had me mowing it every freaking day. But I don't give a shit about it. Let it grow. Now see, there's my mom's like garden right there. See, we've always farmed, and people always bitch about the deer and the critters and stuff. We never had problems because we just go, right there. That whole field would have 1,000 tomato plants. So if they got one or two or whatever, it wasn't a big deal. But when you got like 3 or 4 or 5 tomato plants growing, and they wipe out 3, it sucks. We used to go talk to the Jamaicans, and they'd always bitching, the little thing did the nip in my jalapenos and stuff like that. It's like, who gives a fuck, man? Plant 1,000 tomato, plant 1,000 jalapenos, and you don't have to worry about 3. But I guess that's why when you don't do bulk, you gotta worry about that. Yeah, we never had. Like all the farmers would complain about deer and stuff like that. We never had a problem. Never enough to never enough to lose even. Never even crossed our minds, to be honest. I was like, I want to go on. You go down a row and like I said, that'd be. See where that deer is? Like right behind there is where the field was. That's just one field. That's probably a 4-acre field. And that'd all be tomatoes. So you're looking at 1,000 tomato plants, or whatever, peppers, onions. We'd rotate them. Every year you plant something different. Keeps the soil good, One thing I don't miss. It's kind of sad to not see the fields there, but I ain't going out there and farming. Fuck that. I'm done. Did my share of it. Never got nothing out of it for me. Well, I got all this out of it, to be honest. But that's because my dad died, so I don't have my dad. But yeah, he wasn't that nice anyway. But truthfully, wasn't. He wasn't that nice to have around anyway. He was not a nice guy. He was not a very pleasant man. Miserable motherfucker. Well, he was funny. And he was who he was. It's funny, this year is the first year I've actually enjoyed. It's kind of sad because it's like the first year that I've ever actually enjoyed summer coming. I was like, oh, nice, summer's coming. Usually it was like, oh man, summer's coming. We'd be getting warmed up for it because fucking Walter's gonna be all cranky, you know. And this year it's like just so almost so laid back. I went through like almost like a depression, I think. And I just realized that what it was is I was just bored. I don't know. It was like I don't know. I'm 43 years old. I've never ever been depressed in my life. I went through a lot of shit too, and I've never felt depressed. I don't know. It was just like I've heard people talk about it, and I mean I've had some bad times, you know. And it's always just, you know, whatever happened to you, you know, you wipe your knees off, you get off the ground, and you keep going, you know. And it's just how I was taught, how I am, you know. And it was just like a feeling of like, right now is like the most mellow my life has ever been. I got everything going for me, and it was like a feeling of like restless, unfulfilled, sad, just it was depression. It was like depression, whatever you want to call it, depressing. And it's a feeling that I've never experienced my entire life. And yeah, I've always been just humble, happy, you know, love life, you know, appreciate what I have. Just how I've always lived. I've never even understood how anybody could be depressed, you know. The dog over there, you know. She don't get she like loves her life, you know. But it was like, yeah, like it just I don't know. I felt like I should be doing more. So I don't know, but thankfully it's like gone. That feeling's gone, man. But I'll tell you what, it was a feeling that I don't wish on my worst enemy. I'll tell you that. I don't even know what it was. It was depression. I suppose God needs us to go through our. I suppose some of us chose here to come and experience, you know, every feeling that being a man has to offer, you know. And maybe that was just my chapter for that. Maybe it was probably the best thing that ever happened, because now I can understand depression, you know, what it's like to be depressed, you know. And yeah, I don't know what caused it. Like I said, if anything, it's like the time in my life I should not have been depressed. I mean, if anything, it's like I got everything. Life should be a breeze right now, you know. I got nothing. I mean, I've dealt with some 90% of my life. I don't think I'd wish on my worst enemy. And right now, it's pretty damn good, you know. It's like, but yeah, I don't know. I was like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, so depression is a real thing. And I don't know. Not a very good. Thinking back, it wasn't. You know, thinking back, it's like it almost sounds crazy me saying it, but it was like just like, man, like a feeling of, I don't know. It's gone now. Thank God. Thank you, God. It's gone. I don't know. Maybe God had me to have it. I've noticed God had me go through every cycle as a man can live. You know, been rich, poor. I've been in shape, out of shape, on drugs, sober, drunk. I've been an alcoholic. I've been sober. I've been young, old, you name it. You know. I've been abused. I've been the abuser. I've been, you know, I've lived it all. But yeah, that was the first one for depression. And I definitely, I can't imagine, like, they talk about people that live like that forever or whatever. Well, that's why. And it's fun. And it's funny because, like I said, I got everything going for me. Should be no reason to feel depressed about anything, you know, what it's like. I don't even know what it was. It was like a boredom feeling, almost like just, I don't know, like not enough something. I don't know. Maybe I was just too bored. I think I was just too bored. Maybe I never felt depressed because I never had enough time to feel depressed over the years. It's always been go, 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 you know. I've never even experienced boredom. You know, I used to be like, when people used to describe boredom to me, I used to be like, never understood what they were talking about. Honestly, for 43 years, I never understood like what people talking about when they were saying they were bored at a point. I'm like, what the hell is boredom? Like, I never understood it. Never understood what boredom was. And it's because you just never had time. There's always something to do. So boredom was one thing that just never experienced, you know. But yeah, that feeling of lack. I don't know what it was, but yeah, it was depression. It was yeah, not a feeling my body's very common to. And it was weird because I actually just like quit a whole bunch of bad habits I had too. You know, a lot of really bad habits. So you would think I would have felt really good. And I didn't. And in one way, the depression was good because it got me. Because I knew something had to trigger it. I'm like, I gotta get over this, you know. So I quit some old habits. And I think that made it even worse. That feeling of just like, I don't know, it was rough. It was rough. It was like definitely, went through a lot of shit all along. It was definitely a lonely feeling, that was for sure. But, I mean, lonely, I've been alone my whole entire life, you know. I've never actually, I don't know, I've never felt lonely in my life either, you know, until like maybe last 2 years ago, about last 2 years. I mean, I'd feel like, that wasn't bad, that was just like, you know, like, I think that was just me being around, like the guy I was working with, you know, he had a wife and a bunch of kids and stuff, you know, and, you know, I'm, like, older than him, and it's just me, you know, and it's always just been me, and it would kind of make me sad, you know, and just the feeling of, like, I don't know, am I less of a person, you know, where I'm just, like, I don't know, I can't even, like, be around other people. But that's crossed my mind a lot in the last couple of years, you know. Like I said, as I started getting in the older, late 30s, you know, you start thinking of that, like, I've never been in love with somebody or, you know, had any stuff like that, you know. No, I'd like to, but I just never have, you know. And, but yeah, it's been kind of thing on my mind the last couple of years, you know. And I don't know, it was just weird. But yeah, depression, man. If you ever hear anybody depressed or whatever, you know, do what you can to help them through it. I don't know. If it doesn't end, I don't know. I wouldn't want to experience it for very long. I think maybe it was like a chemical imbalance in my brain or something. Or maybe I had to go through it, like I said. God makes me go through a lot of things that I gotta go through just to, it's part of the journey. I think sometimes the reason I came to this world, you know. Feel every experience known to man, you know. But yeah, that was probably the worst one. And I wish I would have wrote it down, maybe how I felt, because it's like it's hard to put it even into words. But yeah, it reminded me of when I was younger. I did some time here and there, and it reminded me of doing time. We call it, you know, when you go to jail, when you're doing time. It was like every day I was just trying as hard as I could to get through the day couldn't wait to get the next day to just, oh great, phone's ringing. People want me to go to work and stuff. I gotta go to work soon. A couple days. That's why I got this truck ripping. This truck's ready to go. I'm just about to wash it. Gotta earn some pesos, you know. Earn some dough. Anyway, have a good day. See ya. Food for thought.